Good afternoon, good evening, depending on whenever you're going to watch this recorded session, and depending on wherever you're joining from. I want to first of all uh, say thank you to our college for organizing this wonderful event, wonderful conference. It's quite an insightful one. When I saw the topics and everything, I say, well, I would like to participate in this, and I'm happy today to present my paper. And also, I want to congratulate our college for the achievements we have recorded so far in the fight to restore, especially in the fight to restore most of the departments in our college. I'm so happy. And whenever I hear this, I am always proud of everyone. So kudos to the entire staff and students of College of Management Sciences, Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike. And thank you guys for the wonderful job you're doing. All right, so let's dive into the topic. Today I'll be speaking on labor relations and workforce dynamics in MSMEs. So updating KSAs and people systems for retention-led growth in emerging economies. All right. Next slide. All right, a quick introduction of myself. My name is Stanley Peter Anukocha, and I am an assistant lecturer in the Department of Employment Relations and Human Resource Management. And I'm currently pursuing my PhD in Public Administration and Policy at Old Dominion University, United States of America. All right. Um, so today, let's go to the next slide. So yeah, what I will be covering today um, in this my presentation is first, I will talk about why MSMEs are important and the key workforce challenges they face. Now, I will also share some findings from existing data which I gathered and also the research I did in order to support my argument. Then I will introduce the KSA plus model, which is simple, low-cost approach to improving employee retention and also labor relations. And then finally, I will end with key recommendations for MSME leaders and policymakers. Yeah, so why does this matter? What is the role of MSMEs? So MSMEs is the backbone of most emerging economies. And if you look at the data from, let me check, yeah, the next thing. If you look at the data from, yeah, the data uh, from the MSME's contribution in Nigeria. So this data shows that about 96%, 96.9% of all businesses, that MSMEs make up about 96.9% of all businesses and in Nigeria, and then also provide nearly 88% of employment. I mean, this is very huge. It's very huge. But despite this challenge, this success, many MSMEs still struggle to keep skilled workers. They struggle to build good HR systems and also to maintain fair labor practices. So these are the challenges we have seen from the data that we collected. And these workforce challenges directly affect their productivity and long-term growth because when you are not able to, maintain skilled workers, you're not able to build good HR systems, and you fail to maintain fair labor practices, it will ultimately affect the productivity of your organization and also affect the long-term growth of such organization. So these are the challenges. These are the challenges that we see today. And, going forward from the data from a World Bank Enterprise Survey, we see that about 18% of firms in sub-Saharan Africa say that their biggest problem is an inadequately educated workforce. So despite these challenges, this survey from the sub-Saharan Africa say that their challenge is that they don't have enough skilled workers. So they try to say that many small firms also lack proper HR system. They experience frequent turnover. And, these problems are not just about skills. They are also about how workers are treated, how feedback is managed, and how trust in an organization is built. So it means that lack of skills, lack of having the required skills could make people not to handle workers very well in an organization. Employees may not be treated well, and feedback is not managed well. And also, trust are not built well. And when all of these things are not done, when you don't build trust, when you don't build good trust, it makes an employee not to perform well in that organization. And what happens? The productivity goes down. So when you build trust, you build the confidence of an employee in an organization, and the employee tends to produce more for the organization. So what does this KSA mean in the first place? Let's look at the next slide. So what does this KSA mean? This KSA simply means knowledge, skills, and abilities. And this is the foundation of every job role. Many MSMEs don't clearly define what each job requires. So people are hired without a clear expectation. So people are hired, they're not given job description. And when you hire people, you don't give them job description, you don't give them direction. They just work without, and when you work without direction, when you work without focus, you can't achieve can't achieve the goal of that organization. So this paper suggests that MSMEs should start by identifying and updating these KSAs for each position. So you need to first of all start updating all of this. When you update it, you improve the skills of the workers. When you update your essay, in my master's program, when I did my master's program at Northern Illinois University, my thesis was focused on I focused my thesis on KSA, updating KSA of one of the local governments here in the US. And when I got the data of most of their policies, I found out that the last time they updated their KSAs is, I think, 2008 or thereabout. That was very long. Check the 2008 till now, and you will find out that the gap is much. There has been a lot of changes in workforce. There has been technological advancement. So they are still making use of old policies, and people are working with this. What happens in such a situation? The productivity is low. So, but when you do this, you can improve training, you can improve performance, and you can improve retention, because when you do this, people tend to remain in the organization. You retain your employees. So the KSA Plus model here that you can see on my screen, what does it say? It has five-step pathways that it suggests five-step pathways that MSMEs can adopt. First, it suggests that MSMEs should update KSAs and job description of their organization. Secondly, they should keep small but consistent employee data. Keeping the data of employees is very important. Number three is that they should also track early warning signs like absenteeism or low morale. So the more you track your employees' absenteeism, how is the morale workforce? You'll be able to know when the morale is high, like we always say, morale high. So it should also encourage open staff dialogue and feedback, you know, allowing employees to be part of decision making, taking their feedback and using it to improve the organizational policies makes the staff to believe that I am part and parcel of this organization. Because when you don't value them, they don't see themselves as part of the organization. Also, you review fairness and retention outcome regularly. You try and review the how people are trained, how defended, how people are treated. You try and review it from time to time. Try and if there is what you're not doing well, you try to do it well. And then also look at how are people living the organization? People living every day. Monitor this, keeping data. All of these are very, very important for the survival of MSMEs. Because if you look at the data we said before, they contribute to about 96.9% of the labor market. So it means that these people have a very large space that they are covering. Now, let's look at the key findings. Let's look at the next. So the key findings of my this thing is that the evidence it shows that from the evidence that we found out, it shows that MSMEs that apply even simple HR practices like regular feedback sessions, short training programs, they report better retention and productivity. So if you look at ILO research, it also shows that when workers have a voice and feel respected, businesses see improved performance and fewer conflicts. Meaning that if you give people the opportunity to speak, to be part of the decision-making process, they will feel respected. And ultimately, it will grow the business and it will also improve their performance. And in such a situation, you have fewer conflict. So this is what ILO is trying to say. So for you to reduce conflict in your workplace, you need to give your employees opportunity to be heard. So small changes in how people are managed can make a very big difference in your organization. Governments and businesses and business associations have a very big role to play here. They have a very big role to play here. So let's look at the next slide, recommendation, which should be the recommendation. So yeah, so government and like I said, government and businesses, business associations have a very big role to play. They can help MSMEs by providing training templates and HR support tools. Also, professional bodies like CIPM can also promote awareness of people management standards. So the goal of all of this is not just to copy operations, but to help MSMEs adopt fit for people's HR systems that actually work for them. So to sum up this, I recommended a few practical steps. Number one, they should introduce simple, low-cost HR practices rather than relying on informal methods. They should, have a clear HR practices that they are looking forward to. They should also use basic small data like attendance, tenure, training records to make better workforce decisions. So just like I said before, monitoring the retention rate, monitoring people's abilities, monitoring people's attendance, monitoring people's participation in your organization, monitoring training, it will help you to make better decisions. Also, they should strengthen managerial consistency by ensuring fair pay, respectful treatment, and clear communications. So when you allow a clear communication in your organization, your organization will become very, very strong. and produce better. They should also seek support from government agencies and business associations for training. Government has a role to play, like I said earlier. Agencies, they should also look at business associations for training, like, look for some professional bodies like we have in Nigeria, CIPM, that offer training for employees, workforce, and therefore employee skills to be improved. And when all of these things, so in conclusion, yeah, MSMEs can achieve retention-led growth by focusing on simple things. You know, I think the three things they can focus if MSMEs, they drive employment and innovation, but you know their retention, the simple things they can just focus on is update their KSAs, basic HR analytics, and constructive labor relations. So for you to have a sustainable MSMEs performance, so it requires investment in people. It also requires systems and not just investing in capital. You need to invest in people. You need to budget for training. You need to train people. You need to update their skills from time to time. You not just continue to pump money into the organization or into the business without building the skills of people in that business. That business is will eventually crumble. So my final message here is strengthen your workforce systems and you will strengthen the national economic development. Well, now, all right. So thank you for listening. If you have any question, if you have any concerns, you can just email me, send me your questions, and I'll be very, very happy to reply to those questions. Once again, thank you all for listening to me. Thank you for organizing this wonderful conference, and I'm always ready to be part of whatever that is happening that will bring productive end to our college. So I'm very happy to be part of this conference, and I say thank you all for the opportunity to participate and to deliver this short paper presentation. And I wish all the staff and students of our noble college, a successful conference of, I mean, successful conference. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all. Right. Stop recording.